Alright guys, we're here at the Catskill. What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. In this episode, we're in southern Arizona. We just arrived at the Karchner Caverns. We're also gonna check out Tombstone tomorrow, as well as the Bisbee Mine Tour on Sunday. The truck ran awesome on the way down here. We did stop at the Catskill. We'll check in on the wait a little bit later in the video. We're inside having some lunch before we head in for our tour. Tiffany made some sandwiches. Looks like the wiener dogs are gonna have a taco snack. They actually aren't allowed inside. There's actually really nothing allowed inside. You can't even bring phones or anything. So wiener dogs are gonna hang out in the camper while we go get our tour. How are you liking the new layout so far?
I love it. I did not think an extra foot of walking space would make this big of a difference, and a full-size dinette. I'm actually excited to work a little bit on the road because I actually have space to do it.
We have our friends Javi and Karina here with us in their van, and it's going to be really cool to be able to host them in here because it is going to be in the 20s at night, even though we're like pretty far south in Arizona. It's going to be colder down here than it is up in the valley where we live, but it's going to be awesome to be able to host them in the camper and not feel like we're crammed with space.
Enough room to host 2 others at our dinette. Later, we're back from our tour through the Karchner Caverns. If you have not visited this place yet, we highly recommend it. We will link it down in the description below if you guys are interested in visiting. It was 72 degrees and 99% humidity. We were stripping our jackets down on the way in and putting them back on the way back up. It's about 46 degrees right now in Arizona, and it's warmer inside of the cave. But highly recommend, guys, you gotta check out the Karchner Caverns here in southern Arizona. Right now we're taking a 30-minute trip to Tombstone, where we're gonna post up for the night and do a little bit of RV dry camping.
show, wasn't more. Okay, listen, I am just a little bit drunk. Put your gun away, here's mine. Oh, check out the board. What happened? Phil, what did you do?
See, all this will end today. Wyatt, I'm done talking. Let's go, boys.
Alright guys, it is the next morning. We are here in Tombstone. We camped just outside of Tombstone within walking distance. We had a great night. It was about 20 degrees last night, so it was a little chilly. We had an awesome time playing Monopoly last night with Javi and Karina. It had been so long since me or Tiffany had played that. We actually just got done at this old time photos store. We took some really cool Western photos. So we're in the Birdcage Theatre. It's the only building in Tombstone that is original, and you can tell it is really cool. There's still original bullet holes from gunfights that happened here. Downstairs where Doc Holliday used to play his poker games. All the old whiskey and wine bottles are original from the 1880s. Looks like a wine cellar. One of the brothel rooms.
This is like the real publication.
That safe dates back to 1900.
Pleasant surprise right outside of our campsite. There's a rodeo going on today, so we decided to hang out and check it out.
Stars through the perilous fight.
This bull's been to the biggest show on earth. He's been to the Wrangler National Finals Rodeo. Coming around. He's got the right one. Come on, Luke Mackey, keep working. Been holding his skills. Whoa! Here we go. See this go to the whistle. Whoa! Go! Oh, stay up. This one doesn't like.
Alright guys, that's going to do it for our day in Tombstone. We had a blast. If you're ever in the area, make sure you come check it out. We are headed 30 minutes southeast to Bisbee. We have a mine tour tomorrow morning, so we're really excited to check that out. We're clear!
Well, we fit it!
We made it! It's 14 feet clearance.
I did not think this was something we were going to have to go through on this trip, and we were kind of making a joke about it too. But we fit! I'm curious what our friends in their van were thinking when we came up to that. That they were maybe going to catch our AC unit if we were to knock it off the top or something. Who knows? We are now entering Bisbee.
Alright guys, we are here in Bisbee at the Queen Mine Tour. We actually stayed at the RV park right up the hill here. They mine all different kinds of things here, as you can see behind me in these cases. One of the main things they mine here in Bisbee is copper. So we're actually going to be going into the Copper Queen Mine today for a tour. Supposedly 150 miles of track in just this one mine.
We're at the intersection of 3 different mines. The Copper Queen, which we rode in on. Back here's one called the Copper Prince, and that's our evacuation route. Then here we have the Southwest. We're gonna find out just what those miners were doing. Drilling, blasting, and mucking out that rock. Drill holes in the rock, blast it apart, and haul it out of here. And they had a method to their madness. Locate, load, cut the length, pack the lifters, then they would leave. And they would light those fuses, then they would listen. Boom, 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 boom. It has the shortest fuse, and that's the magical part of this. That went off first, and it made what the miners called a cut hole. And then these didn't have enough power to blast out the whole mountainside, but they had enough power to blast into that weak place. You bet they did. So explosion, boom, then implosion, boom, boom, boom. Blast into that weak place in the middle, and that is the science of detonation. Then down here we have these lifters, 156 of dynamite, kaboom! And it would lift up 40 tons of muck. And just enough power and just enough pattern to the holes that it would lift that whole mass up, lift it up and out and drop it right there. 40 tons of muck, land right there. Oh. Copper Queen rocker, it's kind of ore car. Load that up with 3 tons of muck. Then to empty it out, well, 3 tons, that's a lot of stuff to move. Well, it's not that hard to move if you have the rocker. How does it work? It's counterbalanced. Push it away from yourself. Let go of it. It dumps. You could dump 20 of these and not break a sweat. Out, and they made entry right in that very specific spot. When they came in here, of course, it was all solid rock, and the rock they found was this stuff right here. Malachite in the middle there is that greenish and bluish ore that I showed you before, and it became a double jack. What's that mean? 2 men. One guy held it, one guy would strike it. Packed that with explosives, blast it apart, so it could drill a hole 7 feet deep in about 5 minutes. It was so good that it was bad. How was it bad? Well, it would drill so quickly that it would fill this whole cavity up with white dust. Dust was always the problem in a mine, coal mine, copper mine. So they worked here for that 97 years, but then things went through a drastic change. June 14th, 1975. What happened? Well, the men came to work and they said, go home. They went home, they got the letter. What did the letter say? The letter said, we're closing the mine in Bisbee because this mine is competing with open pit mines, which are much cheaper to run. So Bisbee is closed. So the town had to change its way of life. And what does that mean? Well, we used to make a living by pulling rocks out of the ground. Now that doesn't work anymore, so now we make a living by pulling dollars out of visitors' wallets. And I don't say that in a derogatory way because it gives an old coot like me a job.
Alright guys, that's gonna do it for the Bisbee Mine Tour. If you're ever in the area, highly recommend coming and checking it out. It's $15 a person and it is some really cool history of southern Arizona. Alright guys, we're here at the cat scale. We're all loaded down. We're gonna get our wet weight. All you have to do is open the app. It asks for the cat scale location number. It's already found out where we are, so it's 1407. Hit accept. Tractor number, we have 5. Trailer number, we put 0. Those numbers don't matter. 17880. Steer axle is 6480. Drive axle is 11,400. So significantly heavier. We do have the boxes on. We are completely loaded down. 17,880. Alright guys, that's gonna do it for this video. We're really loving the new layout of the Arctic Fox 1150. The extra space, the bigger dinette is just a game changer for us. Thanks so much for following along and subscribing. We really appreciate it. We'll have some content coming up of the Arctic Fox getting renovated, the water damage being fixed, and also getting remodeled. We're gonna do a similar solar setup, so stay tuned for that content. We'll see you on the next video. Later guys.